Hello everyone. So for today's meeting, we're gonna try something a little bit different. Um, we'll still go around to every team, but first I want to hear more about the team members before the team lead, and if you can show your work. I know there are some work that it's kind of hard to show. For example, for the backend, things like that, it's harder to show. But for the design team, for the front end, um, for teams that can show something, that would be better. So be ready to show what you have done. So I will go through the teams and I want to hear what you guys are doing this past week. Um, Not just task wise, but what was your contribution to your project, and if you have any blockers, any questions, and then what you're planning to do for this next week. Then, if the team lead has anything to add, the team lead can add later. Okay. Um, but first, let's see if we have any new member. I see we have um I don't know how to pronounce it, but Chilo, is this your first meeting?
Um, Hi everyone. Yes, this is my first meeting.
And Sheila,
Can
Okay.
you
Sheila, do you have a webcam?
Yes, I do. Sorry, I'm trying to.
And how do you pronounce your name?
Okay, my name is Chilo.
Okay, Chilo.
Yeah, Chilo. So I'm actually a new member here. I just started. So yeah.
Welcome to FloLabs. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your education background, professional experience.
Okay. I have an educational background in computer science. From Nigeria, and I'm here to join the UI/UX design team.
Awesome. And where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Awesome. Welcome to FloLabs, Chilo.
Thank you very much.
Great. Then we can go with first team, the humanoid team. We won't have our team leader with us right now, but as a team member, I can say that I've been struggling a little bit with the navigation. Um, our robot is kind of not understanding what's the front and what's the back. So when I point to a location that the robot should go, it kind of turns around and doesn't go in the right direction with the right with straightforward. So it kind of turns. So that's what I'm struggling right now. um I hope have a little bit more progress in the next week. Anyone else from the humanoid that wants to add anything? I think we only have maybe Machi that's from humanoid.
I'm gonna be frank with you. I didn't even realize those meetings were still going on because I thought Spencer, because one of the meetings I attended when Spencer was still was in, what I heard him say was he's signing off. So I thought he had left. It wasn't up until I think yesterday or today he messaged in the humanoid meeting, the humanoid group that like he's still holding meetings, but apparently now it's on Saturday, and yeah. It's kind of paramount.
Great. I know that we have a roadmap, so we're trying to follow that. And as soon as Spencer comes back, then we can discuss more as a team what are our next steps. I think that's it for the humanoid. Then we can go to the IoT team.
So for IoT, I tested the ESP32 that wow. I tested the ESP32 that we received. So I flashed a simple example code on it. So the chip looks like that. I don't know if it's very, very small, you see. So I tested it, I flashed a little code, it's just like a hello world with some information about the chip on VS Code, so it worked. So that's great. That means I'll be able to start working on the different tasks we have, like the bootloader, to have OTA, a watchdog timer, and everything. So that's great. That's great. And I think that's all because Sabri was working on getting a camera for the lab. And yep. But that's what I did on my part.
Great. Who else from the IoT team? Ash?
Hey, so I'm still waiting on my ESP32, which they messed up. They sent me a external terminal adapter instead of the ESP32, which I reached out to them and they're fixing it right now, but it should be here by Thursday, I'd assume. That's what it says on the tracking details. But so far, since I couldn't really work on some of the IoT tasks, I've been working on influencer tasks, and I've just been watching the orientation meetings and trying to find clips from that.
Great.
What you can do, Ash, is review the Kaipo website.
Okay, we'll do.
Antoine, did you get the ESP32?
Yeah. I got everything but the battery. The battery is missing.
Uh,
But since I have a USB-C cable, I can use the card. Here, look.
uh, to not damage the board, you can use it with along with a breadboard.
Yep, I have a breadboard and everything.
Okay. Uh, on this week.
Hmm?
Can you repeat what you said, Sabri? We couldn't hear you. You got cut off.
The tasks, because of I didn't hear what did you say about your tasks?
I just tested the ESP with ESP IDF on VS Code.
Okay.
I flashed an example. It was a hello world on the console, so it worked. So I can flash
Oh,
code
very
on
good.
it, no problem. I
Mhm.
can debug, and so I'll be able to start working on the bootloader, the watchdog timer, and everything under the list.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. You have all the things.
Yeah, I
So,
have everything. Yeah.
okay, we can have one-to-one meeting and we can discuss what things you will be working on the next weeks.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Did you review which I made a task about.
Are you talking about the website?
I know
No, review what?
I made a task.
Okay, wait.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I made a task in which I I showed how the cap should look like, and there is some file that you should review and see what are they for.
I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
Okay, give a minute.
Maybe you can write it. Maybe it will be better.
Can you hear me now? Because my connection is very bad. Sorry for
Yeah, but
that.
it's cutting off randomly.
There is a task in which you should review the project structure. Did you see it?
The project? No.
Does the title
Because
explore system and documentation?
You mean system and documentation, Sabri? Or
okay, just 1 minute. Let me.
yeah. Ah, wait, the project architecture, maybe?
Yeah, exactly.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. That one. That one.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you should take a look about it because there is some files which is included on the ESP IDF structure,
Mm.
and these files are kind of tricky. So you should understand it and see how we will use it because whenever you change something, you should take care about these files. So take a look about them, and then we will move forward.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for the bad connection.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
Who is else? Sorry. Who else is on the IoT team? I think Sosina is right.
Yep.
Yeah. So I didn't get a task for this week, and on the meetings we discussed if I can get ASP32, which I couldn't get till now, and I don't think it's easy for me to get now. After like maybe after a week or something, but I don't think it's gonna be easy for me to get it. I also mentioned that I have JSON Nano if it's just to test the UART connection protocol, and yeah.
You have been added to the review Kaipu website task. Didn't you
Yeah,
receive the notification on Notion
yeah,
about
I got
that?
that task. I reviewed that.
Did you write something? Your ideas or?
Uh, I I didn't write anything. I thought it was to discuss it on the meetings before it's
Yeah,
done.
it's better. Yeah, it's better to write something on the task. At the bottom, I made like a little database. You add your page on it. You add a page. You write all your ideas like that. The design team, what is the design team? Those working on the website can check everything during their time, and if there's something that I need in more details, they would talk about it during the IoT meeting or now, maybe.
Okay, so
Uh,
I will write them there.
Also, Suzina,
Yeah.
about the communication between boards. If you don't have any boards for now, you can just make a research on how this can be done. So you can just make the research and implement on the Raspberry Pi side, okay?
Research
Until you
about
get.
research about what? How to do the connection protocol?
Yeah, how the Raspberry Pi can communicate with whatever board it is via UART. What libraries we need, how we
Yeah.
can make this work. Okay. If you don't have board, just make some research and try to implement things on the Raspberry Pi side.
Okay.
I don't know
But
if that make any sense, but to just not losing time until you get any board, you can just work on that, and then me and you will have a meeting to discuss what because Raspberry Pi and the ESP32, so I will try that. But for now, because I have some other things to do, you can just focus on do you need. So when we work on that, you can just
Yeah, so basically just do some research over the communication protocol between the two cards.
okay, I
I
will
think
do that.
that's what he meant.
So the next things are like after doing the connection. We're gonna do the next things after doing the connection protocol, right? The recording, audio, and voice.
yeah, because everything depends on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. Is anyone else from the IoT team? No?
Yes, me.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great.
So, but I don't have any task this week assigned to me, and because I just finished my summer school and about to go back to China, and so it is kind of complex, and I guess I can continue working on it, the job, like after like next week. Yeah. So that's just a small update.
Got it. I hope everything works out for you, Jackie. Anyone else? No? Okay, so I think we can move on to the next team, and that would be the front end. So we want to talk about the low brain front end first. Okay, we can start with Joko.
Hi. So regarding the flow brain tasks, we pretty much just fixed some of the issues regarding the current state of the project, like um, removing the pricing page since we're not like charging anyone for the current version of it. So it wasn't necessary. So we just removed it from the current website. And I just pushed a pull request from Kendra. She's not available to join today. So looks like it was regarding the dashboard and like enhancements to the dashboard. And for now, seems like we're just waiting for a workable version of the Flowbrain version 2 for us to start work on. So there's not that much task for us to work on right now.
Okay, thank you, Joko. Vijay, do you want to add anything about the front end of FlowBrain? I can hear you. Can't hear you yet. Still.
Now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay. So, I didn't had any task. Like I wasn't available last 2 weeks. So, um, I don't have much updates on that.
Okay. Thank you, Vijay. Okay, I think we don't have anyone else here from the brain front end. So to complement, to add up, as Jogo said, we removed the pricing page for now because that's not our focus. We still have to go through the payment framework approval. Actually, Mohammed sent me a what the legal team thought about the payment framework that we considered from the backend. But there are still a few steps to take. So for now, it's all free and anyone can sign in and use FlowBrain. We finished fixing the bugs that we encountered from the functional testing that we did a while back. And our last thing we need to do is just make sure that we are using the Elastic API that Arsema created from the backend in the deployed version. And let me show you right now what's the face of the website. So for now, we have the homepage available, so the user can just check out what is the flow brain. We did some improvements that has yet to be uploaded into the production environment on the content here for the homepage, so the search engine can better understand what's going on with flow brain. When you search flow brain AI on Google, um, you can already see it here. And also, um, um, so it's going to be in Portuguese right now, but it has a little bit of description what is the flow brain and things like that. So not just Google as a search engine, but also as a AI is understanding that flow brain exists in the internet and how it works. So that's good points for us. Um, Coming back to our website, you see that there is no more pricing page here. As I said, it's been removed. And then if we go to hidden links here, for example, the brain page, uh, it still have to be connected with the backend a bit that's deployed in AWS. But this is our look for new chat and things like that. And as Jogo said, we are just waiting for the version 2 design so we can start migrating to the version 2. Okay, now FlowBrain backend. Who wants to start giving their update on that? We can start with washing.
Okay. This week I'm focusing on create the AWS setup. Now we are semi working on the first step, but me and Lucas is create document about the next steps. Is set up the RDS, and I also help Lucas to correct the faults on the document. So when Harishima finish the first step, we can move to the next step. Yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you, washing. Ruslan?
Yeah. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I pushed the work Mr. John asked me to complete to GitHub, but it's not quite ready yet. I still need Solid to add super memory to my code and connect the front end now. I, after meeting, have sent you a link for my commit.
Great. Thank you, Ruslan. Give me next. Harry?
Yeah, so basically done with the backend retrieval layer. And Tanmay can give you a better update on how things are looking at that point.
Okay. Tanmay not here with us. Can you give us a little bit more about that?
1 second. I'm actually on my phone right now, so I really can't access it right now.
That's okay. Well, thank you, Harry. Lucas, can you talk? I saw your message that you may not be able to talk, but it's been a while back. Can you talk now?
Hi, Indra. Yeah, right now I can. Yeah, related to backend for problem, we are progressing. I think we will have a meeting tomorrow with Tema team. We are progressing.
It's cutting a little bit. Can you repeat it?
Maybe the connection. Yeah, I was saying that we are on progress on this. We were supposed to have a meeting tomorrow, me and Sam and Washing to see if how we will implement the second step that we are working on for this project.
Great. Thank you, Lucas. Nagu?
Hello, Indra. So regarding the backend, I'm done with the research that I was assigned to do on the payment frameworks for FlowBrain. So I, just like you mentioned earlier, we've been waiting for the feedback from the legal team, and I just said we've gotten it, but we still need to finalize some other things so that we can start working on the implementation.
Yeah, that's basically it. I think he lost his connection, but yeah, Nago said all. We are still have to keep on going with the payment implementation. I think that's everyone we have from the backend. We just check. Yeah. Then let me see if I can add on anything. We are doing some code reviewing on the fix we made for the mock data from some APIs that weren't returning real information yet. So we're changing it for the information that's true to the system. And we're finishing integrating the multimodal system with the backend. So when the user goes to the chat, it redirects to the multimodal microservice. And as Washing and Lucas said, we're still working on merging the AWS containers that were created. And as for the front end, we are waiting for the version 2 specifications. We are working with the design team to finish up a project requirement document. So aside from the design team finishing a prototype that the front end could use, The backend can also use those requirements to start working on the next features like voice and video chat, things like that. So that's all for the flow brain. Then we'll move to the multimodal. We can start with also washing.
For the multimodal team, and this week I do the research how to integrate the model with the user's API kit. Now I already make a draft of it, but there's still some detail, some question I need to answer them. And I will talk with many to how to combine with our different size research to make the final result.
Great, thank you, Wishing. Machi, do you want to give an update on the multimodal?
So the mini CPM task was completed, I guess by Sally. I was kind of, expecting a bit more help with that. I didn't expect someone to just kind of like complete a task. Because I remember in the meeting beforehand that I had asked like what kind of specifications you were looking for, and after discussing with Wosheng, uh, we didn't really have any discussion after that. And then I show up one day and Sally's done it, so I don't really have any update regarding that. And then the other task with um, the AI call, it's not finished, so I don't have that to show either. Um, but for this, okay, no, that's regarding influencers. But regarding multimodal, yeah, that's my update.
Great, thank you, Machi. Harry, do you want to give any update on the multimodal?
No, just working on the response and process API with Darsima and Machi.
Great, thank you, Harry. Yeah, I think that's everyone we have from the multimodal. Just to add some things, we come to a conclusion that we need a smaller GPU to deploy the mini CPM model. That model is the duplex model for a smooth interaction with AI. Actually, I just saw that ChatGPT integrated something similar. So it has a more smooth interaction. It doesn't wait for you to stop talking to for them to talk to respond, or if you say when they are responding, if you say something like, oh yes, okay, it doesn't interrupt their train of thought. So that's what the mini CPM will do for FlowBrain. It's a model that goes really well with edge computing, so it works if it's on CPU, but of course it will have a better performance on a GPU. But we don't need a really big GPU, so we're gonna use a smaller one and better for costs. Um, Other than that, we do have new members in the multimodal team. They are not here in this meeting. I'm not sure why, but we do have Mani, Sam, and some others that I don't remember right now. Sorry, but um, they should be here. I guess we have to talk to them. And we also realized that we don't have a clear requirements for the multimodal. We do have for FlowBrain, but the multimodal is almost a project on itself. So we discussed everything on meetings, so we kind of get things from our head. There is nothing wrote it down, so we are trying to write and create that document so we can access for future implementations. We are also finishing researching on how to get token usage information. We want a solution that works for private LLMs, for Claude, Gemini, things like that, and also for our open source models that we will use. So we want to be generic and that works for everything. And there are some library and frameworks that already do that. So we're trying to see which one's the most fitting. And aside from what everyone else said, I think that's it for the multimodal. For the QA team, we don't have any update since we don't have basically a team. Now for the FlowMed travel, we actually don't have anyone here from the FlowMed travel that's currently working, but we are checking if the AWS container instance is working and if the environment is being used correctly in the backend, because we think that's the problem with the connection with the front end and the backend for the flow metro. Now we can go to automation. We want to start updating on automation before the team lead does.
Hi, Indra.
Mohammed.
Is there here any one of the automation team beside me? Okay. I think I'm gonna go forward. So regarding the automation team right now, as we said the last meeting, we stopped the workflow for HubSpot right now. So there is no workflow work on HubSpot. And we dedicated all the abilities for the team, each person who's in the team, with the automation team actually to work on that right now. We scheduled a meeting to address the issues that we have with this workflow, and we're gonna have another meeting tomorrow. Most of the team will attend this meeting so we can see like the issues and how to fix it, the approach that we're gonna follow. So this is for HubSpot. On LinkedIn, I think the automation to like the workflow to automate the post to LinkedIn almost done right now, and the workflow that we have also for YouTube, it's almost done. But what we have right now just kind of blockers, because the workflow that we have right now, it's not working with, what could I say, like big file sizes. So if we have like kind of a meeting for 2 hours or 3 hours, we still have issues with that. If the meeting is less than that, so it's work. So we try to fix this right now. And yeah, I think that's it for the automation team.
If I recall correctly, I think Lucas is from the automation team, isn't he?
Yes, absolutely.
Lucas, do you want to give an update about the automation team? Maybe he's not with us right now. Okay. Yeah, from the automation team that I remember is just Lucas and Red, and I think Nago as well. But he's not here. So let's move on. Data team. We can start with Washing?
Yeah, this week we analyzed. We're still doing the hotspot applicant analysis, and we already create a conversion table of the applicant stage. But when I check it again, I noticed the same value is not very clear. That means from the current reviews now, there's some value. I'm not sure what is their meaning, and but those value they have a lot of the number, so we cannot just drop them. So I will analyze how to use those value. I'm also when I take the road data, the emails records, I notice it seems there's some value is from not just one stage, it's the from a different stage, maybe the 2 or 3 stage. So I think if we cannot make sure how to use those value, I may will use the LLM to analyze the emails, to analyze the raw data, and then uh, to notice what is the those stage. If we can do it, I think this task we can finish it very quickly. And next week, I also will add the date. That means we not just can analyze the whole the whole. We can also analyze it from today, last week, and the last month, from the different dates, different period. Yeah. This week, our we are already done.
Great. Thank you, Washing. Mohammed, do you want to add anything?
So, as Washing said right now, we work on try to analyze the information that we have on HubSpot right now with the data team. And that means like we have a lot of stages there for every intern from the beginning till he become a new intern with us. So the idea was to make kind of a dashboard with all the numbers that we have, each stage, how many interns we have there, how many people stop at some point and don't move to other point. What is happening actually? Do we have any issues, manual issues, something for the workflows that we have inside HubSpot itself, not outside of HubSpot? And they did a good job regarding that. Thanks to Washing and Timmy and Whitney also. They do a good job regarding that, and they actually made some progress, and hopefully they will update it until they have like the final version that give us actually the numbers and let us actually understand the numbers and maybe make some progress using them. So this is first. The second, Saleh come back and as he said before, we have kind of open source right now. We can use it to open our CRM actually, like HubSpot. So the idea right now is to move forward with the CRM. Maybe slowly, but surely we know the way, we know how to do that. The main issue that we have with the new CRM is the fields. And when I say fields, that mean like every contact we created, every person, every intern, every human being, actually, we have it on our CRM. It should be have a lot of kind of labels for him. The phone number and emails and the name and the country and the what could I say, like the size of the field itself. So these are simple field. We have more than that. Like you can find for one person more than 50 field, the ID, other ID. So a little bit confusing, but I think this is the main issue that we have within the CRM right now. But we try to work in the same way to maybe at the end we have like our CRM. The third is the master classes itself. We work on developing the master classes that we have right now. Thanks to all the team, especially Whitney and Salih also. They work on updating the master classes with the data team. So hopefully, like now and in the future, we're gonna have a more solid master classes for the data analytics team. And yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Washing. Thank you, Mohammed. Design team. I don't know if
Should I talk or like Diogo, maybe you want to say something?
So I can start by saying what I'm working right now. I'm currently in the final stages of developing the Flow Studios redesign, working on the assets that we're going to use in the background to make it like an eye-catching website, and then just started working on the new Space Ventures Institute update with the information that we already get in the NASA assets. And I'm gonna ask Joreen to correct me, but I think we are pretty much on the final stages of the FlowBrain V2, but kind of the end. Like we have all the we gather a lot of UIs, and then I think we're gonna be able to start the development with the front end team. I don't really know if we do have something left to do regarding that, so I'm gonna ask her to talk about this. But from my part, that's pretty much it.
It's kind of the decision parts which we haven't done because we still have multiple versions of it. But while you're still here, like talking about the whole thing, can you show the Flow Studios right now?
Yes, I'm gonna open up real quick. So this is the current state of Flow Studios. This background I changed based on what Mohammed suggested in the past meeting that we had, using the React Bits library, which is a really vast library for backgrounds and components and everything. But I'm gonna still work on that more. I think we're gonna having a I don't know. Can you hear the background noise? I'm sorry. Uh, hold on, just Drink, can you go forward with your updates just real quick? I'm I don't know. I'm gonna try to fix my microphone because there's a lot of background noise right here.
Okay. Let me see if we have anyone else from the design team that actually. Okay, we have Rebecca. Rebecca, do you want to talk about what you've been doing?
Yes, I could show you the updates for Space Ventures or Kaipo.
Okay.
So this is what I have right now. I moved our journey forward to the top and updated the projects section and who we are. I updated the footer and the pages. So that's Space Ventures Institute. Do I show Kaipo?
I have a quick question. The whole page is one scroll down, right?
Yes, that's one page.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, if anyone have any feedback that they want to give you, any suggestions, any thoughts, maybe?
Down again once more, please, because I couldn't really see all the way through.
We couldn't really hear you, Diego. Your voice was very low.
He asked to see the thing again.
The top or the hero section or
Just scroll down because I couldn't really see the way through.
I think that the footer is not exactly the same one because we don't have a 2026 thing on the left, and live long and prosper is centered in the middle. So I'm not sure if the rest of that, I mean, did we take a template and fill it in, or did we take a skill that was in and then it ran it through AI and produced something different? Well, I mean,
There's a screenshot to use as a template.
Yes, I used a template.
okay, well, if you use a template, why do we have on the left the 2026 Space Ventures Institute, live long and prosper, in the right-hand corner? Because the template should be only live long and prosper centered in the middle at the bottom.
Okay.
Also, it's actually the order is navigation, projects, then company.
Yeah, why is that
There
different
are
if that's a template?
there are slight fixes that needed to be made. Details.
I don't understand a screenshot. I mean, that should be some type of template. I don't understand this screenshot with, and then you have to do links to everything, and you have to redo the footer.
Links
Doesn't
are in one place. You just put the screenshot there and copy paste the links, and it's one prompt like this.
okay. Well,
Pretty much.
I mean, we know AI doesn't do things exactly right when you try to automate, and you have to have either the right prompt. Yeah, probably the right prompt would have fixed it, but so I don't know what prompt that we're telling people to use when they do this, because I mean, probably if we took a deep dive, maybe there's going to be some other things that aren't exactly the right, maybe the spacing, maybe the font, maybe I don't know. But anyway, Joanne, I think you want to take a look at this and see how to improve the providing a footer. And then, of course, we're going to have, every time we have a change, we'll have to update the whole footer for all the sites. Another thing that we'll have to deal with. But it looks good. I think this is basically very similar to what we currently have, except there's a few changes. Uh, we we removed some redundancies, some stuff that was repetitive, and isn't that right, Rebecca?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if I
Did
would
you
like,
also check the colors?
On what colors?
Yeah, there were some. I'm not sure if we probably should put those colors a bit more open place so it's easier to check. Like there were some projects, brand identity kind of assigned colors already beyond the fully done versions. There were some with only colors, and there was a very, let's say, saturated blue for Space Ventures Institute that I remember as the main color. That's why I'm kind of asking about that.
Yes, I have to change that.
I think I cut someone off. Someone was speaking.
yeah, I just was going to say about this website that I honestly like the design. It's just like how John said, there's few like redundancies and content stuff that I did send out earlier last week. So that's it.
Okay. Can you show us Skype with them, Rebecca?
Yes. Can you see it right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Rebecca, maybe you want to just tell us what's the difference between this one and the one that's currently on our website?
Okay, I edited the video for Kaipo and so it could look cleaner. And for the white mode, and I fixed some of the text for the titles.
Did you check any of the feedback given by the IoT team? There were two the last time I saw, but
Yes.
Yeah, and when it goes to Notion, it needs to go to a specific type of Notion page and not to like our Notion that we're using internally. I mean, there's a way you can create a web page so you can have external users click on that. Do you know how to do that, Rebecca? If
No, I
not,
don't.
okay, you can work with Jiren, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was also trying to implement the, let's say, feedback that was so far given on cursor using the whole thing to change into like rather than full HTML, it's now TypeScript and JavaScript. It's kind of trying to fix some stuff based on that. But yeah, we still need to work on it.
I added on the Reddit page for Kaipo.
Well, yeah, we want to go ahead and launch this. If you could just see what feedback you have from others and Jiren, whatever you want to need to try to fix, and if we could have something tomorrow by end of day, and we can keep working on it because the other site is yeah, it doesn't have a lot of this stuff and it doesn't look very good compared to this one. I mean, it's so at least we have this updated version and then keep working on it with other feedback and stuff, and then we can launch it another one after whenever we have the you know a week later, whatever, however long it takes. But
Yes, so IoT team, please, if you can add your feedback on the task for it, it would be great. the more they have, the better the website will be at the end.
Are those internships just titles, or do they have anything behind them?
Mm, yeah. Um,
Okay.
I could update it so it matches the Kaipo website.
Okay, well, I discussed that with Joanne and see if what makes sense. I think that looks good. Good job, Rebecca. Thank you.
Okay.
Diego, if you're ready.
Yeah, I can show it now. Sorry about that. So this is the current state of the new version of Flow Studios. As I mentioned, I'm exploring the React bits, some of these elements because they're really interesting and they can really enhance the experience of the website. I recommend everyone to try to take a look at this. I'm gonna share the link with everyone else in the Discord because it's really interesting tool, really interesting library. I added the remaining projects. Just gotta work a little bit more on this carousel's lighting effect, but they're all added here based on the footer information that we have, all the projects that we have on our footer. Um, it would be great for I don't know who I can reach out to see which of the arsenal we can like add here because I suppose we don't really only use these ones anymore. I don't know if we want to add or like the AI models that we work with, or just like maybe add React, or I don't know. I would like to have this discussion with you guys because I think it's something worth adding or removing from the website if convenient.
I think we're not using WordPress anymore, for example.
Yeah, I thought about that. Uh, this section still remains the same. I'm gonna work on this one uh, alongside the rest of the website, alongside the rest of the website. The flow frequency uh, section, I would like to ask if we're going to still maintain this because uh, it's not something that I'm really hearing from. If we're still working with this podcast, what's the difference between this and the connecting the dots project that we have? And the I mean, all these sections that looks like AI is what I'm publishing right now, and might have this done by tomorrow probably. And the footer is still already not updated, but since it's just a a single prompt job, is just like pasting it and getting it done. So
Diego, are you there? Seems like everybody's having internet problems today.
He dropped.
Okay.
Hello.
And yeah, Diogo, are you back?
My Zoom just crashed. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you. You froze. Yeah, regarding the frequency, we can scrap that. It's been renamed um, Connecting the Dots. That will be our official podcast name.
Okay, so we want to change it to connecting the dots or just completely remove this section from the website?
I'm not sure. We probably want to have a section that says Connecting the Dots that talks about our podcast.
Okay. I'm gonna note that. I'm gonna share the screen back, sorry. I mean, I think this kind of thing is just worth discussing on our design team meetings for the time not to be that consumed. I just would like to hear some of the feedbacks because the work is pretty much about to get done in the next day or two. So if anyone has anything to add out, it would be appreciated.
Again, I don't know about that homepage right there with the, again, we're like a studio, right? A design, like a big moving image or something, would, um, or yeah. And regarding connecting the dots, it's what our mantra um, is about building in public, right? And connecting the dots is about we're open, transparent, we're open, like an open source organization, open science, open source, open tech, and open to the public. And we're building in public. And that's one of the unique things about what we're doing compared to everybody else out there. We're building in public. And, so anyone can join any of our teams and see and join what we're building. So we're not, like hiding anything. And yeah, a lot of the research that I've done, like creating communities, and and building in public should be a key pillar. Um, because people want to join open source projects, and this kind of is that messaging and what we want to create and how we want to be different. So think about that, everybody. How we want to move forward in that regard, and yeah, the messaging, how you want to kind of create the messaging for this.
Okay.
A lot of podcasts even have their own website. I don't know, we might want to consider what that might do. But I mean, right now it's on YouTube, and we still want to kind of also get to other channels. So we kind of have a lot of work to do before we start to do that. But anyway, we're doing some things on that. We're with opening and some of the editing that we're going to be doing now from moving forward before we publish the links. So yeah, but it looks good. Again, like I mentioned earlier with the other website, if you can, try to uh, knock whatever you can out, if by tomorrow, and just launch this as a new site and keep on working on it, because there's no comparison to like this site and our current site. So we want, all that, all those sites that don't communicate the amazing design team that we have. We want to get rid of that stuff as quickly as possible. And we want to constantly upgrade to the best And yeah, because you guys rock, and we want the world to know that.
Awesome. So I mean the connecting the dots message, I'm gonna like really polish that because I think it's a really important and a really catchy mantra, as you said, is like like an open the like an open growth company. I think it always catches the attention of everyone, but mainly for the interns.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna publish this for sure. And by tomorrow, I might have something ready to publish. And in the Wednesday, we can discuss even further how we want to polish this regarding the arsenal as well. And I was gonna ask something, but I completely forgot. Oh my god. Okay, I think that's it. We can discuss, like, finish discussing the Nintendo Mesne. Anyone else?
Just I saw something, so I wanna say that real quick. Did please don't forget to check for M dash.
Sorry,
Check for M dash.
M dash like this.
Yeah, the long line. You know,
It's EM, I think EM
EM. Yeah,
dash. Yeah, this
like on the
symbol.
website.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. This one. Okay, I remove it.
Yeah, and Diego, you might want to do some research, AI, and just prompt it. How we can messaging for, a community that's building in the open. What I mean, you have our context. It can probably provide some good messaging.
Sure, I will enhance it as much as I can with the help of AI. Sure.
Yeah, and the Flerners built by Flerners. Again, not sure about that. Flerners.
Yeah, it's just the same content from the past website. So I mean the current website. So everything we want to remove, everything we want to add is just by your decision
Okay.
to remove if you wish.
Well, you should. I mean, if it has the same text as the other one, I mean, you should go through it and see, what should be changed. There should be like maybe some things that are obvious that should be changed, but so
Okay, I'll go through it and I mean, I think I can make a separate version with like slightly different content, with cut out content, and I mean maybe something worth adding, and then you can review it in the next meeting, and then whatever you approve, we can just add to the actual project. That way, like change the design and the content at the same time.
okay. Well, you get feedback from the team and then send it to me. Send me a final version and I'll review it.
Fine.
I have two little feedbacks if you want.
Sure.
Nobody talked about it, so maybe it's just me. First, just on top of it, if you scroll top just a little bit, the on the left, season one launching soon. I have a little bit of difficulties reading the text because of the lines behind.
Mm-hmm.
And at the top of the web page, all the way at the top, yeah. Because of the stars and the line going behind the links, home, worked, services, I find it a little bit annoying to read it also because the letters are too thin
Mm-hmm.
and you have wide lines going behind. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, sure. So we're basically changing both of the hero section background and this section right here because the project has changed. So we're changing both of those. So yeah, we're gonna change it.
Okay.
Thank you, Anthony. Yeah, I think that's it, Jarvin.
Okay. Since I don't see anyone else, I think the design has been working on things. I'm just going to see what else I can say. So we talked about Flow Studios, WIPO, Space Ventures Institute. We are, as the FlowBrain team said, also trying to come up with the final future version of FlowBrain still. We are also checking and updating the websites that we previously worked on, like Legal and Ethics Ventures Institute, and trying to use that as a, like, once that is done, we will be using that as a template for all the Ventures Institute websites. So that's something. Let me see if there's anything I can show right now.
Sharon,
Yeah.
if it helps for the design team, maybe we can think of breaking down version 2 in other versions. Like, so version 2, we would have the room chats, blah, blah, blah. And then for a posterior version, we would have more features.
Yeah, I think one of the things we wanted to do in the meeting today is to review the latest and greatest that the design team has come up with FlowBrain or the future versions, and then get feedback from you and the rest of the team as far as, kind of like what's next and what we might want to strip out, and kind of have that conversation here with all the tech and design team.
Okay.
Please stop. I'm gonna share with opens some different versions of FlowBrain we have right now. But to be clear, this, I am not the one who made most of this, so I may not be as good to explain. But here's one version with the intern login. We close this. So we have a tiled dashboard where we can see tasks, onboarding, personal space for stuff like personal notes and other things that is not directly put to the vault. And Flow Vault will be for stuff that is shared with everyone. We have calendar. We have meetings and recordings. Progress trackers. And for those parts. We also have this leaderboard for gamification purposes. Some badges and achievements, milestones. And we have the tools here. And by these here, some of them at least. we have the timer here. And the knowledge base, which actually, yeah, knowledge base and how to, I'm not sure why they're separate, actually. Logging out, this was the intern view. We have leadership view. Once again, tasks, onboarding. I am not sure why brainwriting is here. Since it's in the personal space thing, I think.
Well, time and task tracking is definitely one of the things we want to have on, as soon as possible. So that's, the sooner the better, how we can integrate that, and also the tracing technology that Saleh had found. But yeah, and I don't know, Indra, I mean, I see all of these, like the leaderboard is great, but I don't know like how quickly, I mean, we'll be able to develop all of this stuff based on, of course, if there's stuff that's open source that we can reuse on the back end, that would help make things quicker. But uh, I'm wondering like if we have the development done and maybe on the stuff that we still need more work, it's like coming soon. Maybe it doesn't work technically, but you can kind of click on it and click through it, and this has a kind of a coming soon. So we kind of, as we're working on it, as we're using it, we can also have what we're planning on, how it's going to look as we move forward, and what are the, like not have to add more boxes as we add more features, but just add the boxes there, add the buddies, and just when you click on it, it's coming soon or something. If the buddy's not working, for example. Um,
Yeah, yeah, we can do that. I think the unification leaderboard shouldn't be in the version 2, because I think it's already too complex and there's already a lot of things to be done, either front end and back end. So I think we have to prioritize other stuff. But we can definitely, I think in the box, we should point out that's coming soon, that's not yet ready, because I think it's kind of can be a little bit stressful for the user to only know that it's coming soon after it goes inside the page or the thing it's trying to access. So I think informing it before it's more transparent for the user.
yeah, just
But
keep in mind on this first version right now, we're not going to be selling to anybody. It's going to be free users that come and use it internally. So, um, yeah, so I mean, as we start to actually, sell it, then we probably reconsider, having those things there. Maybe we still want to have them there. Maybe say, oh yeah, it looks fine. It says coming soon, and it actually is a okay user experience. Or we might want to say, okay, this, for it doesn't really, it's not really appropriate for paying customers, let's say, to have that there with coming soon, and we might want to delete it. But yeah, so at least for right now, as we're using it internally, we can rethink it later on, if it's not working out, if it doesn't like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm thinking for the free version, especially the free version will be a gateway to the paid version. So if the user will, we need to have a good user experience right from the bat. So the user is convinced that they want that and want to pay for it. Uh, but yeah, we can definitely test it out.
This is another version I've been showing for a while, but didn't want to like cut off, so I was just quietly showing. Since Diego is here, maybe he might want to explain it himself. I'm gonna give remote control.
He
Um,
left. He had an
oh,
emergency.
okay then.
I have a question. The
Yeah.
vault and the knowledge base, are those the same thing?
To be honest with you, knowledge base is probably something like the how-to section. The small things like the what was it, how to body, for example, how to use body system stuff, those these things. And the vault is for the documentation for projects and the presentations and all that, as far as I'm aware, at least.
Okay, got it.
We also have this same distinction, like trying to get the same distinction because there's also library here. So it is a bit confusing. But yeah, since everyone was working on everything at once without full documentation, some things are kind of, while looking clear, they're still slightly all over the place.
And I saw that there was a master class option there. Would that be like, how would that work?
It leads to this page right now for the master classes, and onboarding is also here.
And then we would need a page for the team lead to be able to create a master class. So we would have a page like with a form with that the team lead will have to input the content for the master class, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that could be left for a posterior version as well.
We need to like literally get to the very basics and start from there, but yeah.
Especially because for the master classes, I think there's a lot of things, a lot of details that we need to think of.
Yeah,
Yes.
but for this version, for the first version, that button that says master classes, I mean, it can go to, we could have depending on the person, which teams that they're on and which master classes that they have to do, how would that look like? They go to a page with their master classes. Let's say they click on master classes. Here's someone's master classes because they're on these teams. And then from there they click, and then it goes to Notion. It goes to what we're using on Notion. So it's just to harness where all that data, is in FlowBrain, so they don't have to like use Notion and go to Notion directly, right? So that's what we want to do, just like we have in Discord right now in everyone's team groups. We have pinned their LinkedIn profiles and their CV and certain information. so it's easy to access and easy to get there. And so that's, I think about it from that perspective, Indra and team, just links, whatever tools that we're using and whatever things within Notion that we want to go to. I mean, this version should just be like links to those Notion pages. We shouldn't have to like pull up Notion in our browser to get to something that is our go-to, projects or documentation or whatever. Everything in Notion should be accessible via FlowBrain without needing to do that, without needing to open up a browser to go to it. So that's where I struggle, just like, like opening up another tool, opening up Notion. I'm not a Notion guy because I'm like Discord, ChatGPT, and so yeah, if but when stuff is pinned in Discord for Notion, then it's easy for me to go to, and I don't have to like pull up another page. So
Yeah. Other than this, we have this one. I'm gonna show from the teammates directly. It's also a tiled dashboard. It's a bit less filled or less worked on than the other ones. I'm saying this because it's my work. Yeah, I kind of tried to add a bit detail on these, but it's very basic level things. We have the workspace, meetings, timer, which doesn't actually have a timer, chat rooms. That is similar to the way Discord works. Teams, which only have team members right now. Once again, team management, flows, invoices, payments, internet onboarding, and we can add shortcuts in different ways. Calendars, web, work, other stuff. We have chat rooms directly accessed from here and AI chats also from here. The AI bodies are here. Only this one has anything to show because the rest are actually empty. So they're not leading anywhere. I can actually keep that open. In the settings, we have the display name, the accounts, notifications, appearance. You can select the color either like this or literally like this. There's privacy for online status and showing profile, language, and time zone. This is for the team leads level, or let's say team member. We have less tiles. Is this here? Okay,
Sorry
so
for
difference.
interrupting. Sorry.
Okay.
The invoice and payments, is that something that we want to know? What would that be?
I mean, the I forgot the word. Commission, I think the word I'm looking for. Right now, we don't really need it because, like, I remember something about the whole commission speech. So that was part of the reason why that is there. But yeah, we might not need that as once the executive
Yeah.
matrix.
Yeah, we should probably call that something else because, yeah, that's basically all of our team members can earn commissions for leads that we generate that result to revenue. So yeah, we need to kind of think what to rename that because when you said that, I was like, okay, that's probably for someone that's using our system and that's they're paying and their monthly fees or whatever, and so it's kind of a little confusing.
Okay. So basically, this is how this one is. The things are mostly empty, so beyond the titles of the pages, there isn't much to show actually.
Yeah, and on that, I mean, you could just call it commission and payout. For example, I think that might be, it says finance and payout, but maybe commission and payout. But each one of these, again, is like it's its own feature, right? So as we have these, and maybe we're, again, it would be coming soon, but as we start working on, let's say the invoice, the payouts, commissions and payouts, we have, again, the team would go through and work on things and other people have different ideas. So we're going to go through the same exercise with each feature as we're going through the process right now, looking at the entire dashboard. And so, a feature in the feature, right? So we're going to have, the time tracking tool that's going to have, that will be developed over time and things will change and different features will be added to it and things. And so, yeah, so I think about all of these features here, all of these buttons as features, and all of these features are going to be constantly evolving and worked on by maybe certain teams or certain people, certain team members. And they'll all these features will be evolving. Right. I think right now is Indra, one of the things we need to do is understand like how we're going to select the template because we have, as you've seen, different designs. They all look very good. We've made a decision that our first version is only going to have one design, and but so we want to choose which design is our preferred design to launch, and then when we come back, maybe the second version or third version will have a second design, so people can click at the top from one and they see this one, and then they click on another one at the top and they see a different, maybe round instead of squares, and things are different, the UI. And then maybe a third will come out where we can color each one and change the colors ourselves, or the users can change it themselves. So yeah, so I think that's the idea right now is to dwindle it down to whose design is going to win the be the first version that's going to be launched.
I would say that before choosing which design we would want, we have to understand what we want. I think that's an important step that's missing. Like, we know that each design has things, but before we understand how to choose one design, we need to understand collectively what the version that's the version 2, because we already have one version, what the version 2 needs to have. So if we say it needs to have the timer tracking, and not just uh, a macro feature, but how the feature has to work. So if the time tracking have to be connected, be linked with Notion tasks, things like that, and that will guide us which design to choose, which design will actually have those requirements that we describe. So I think for this week, I would just suggest like uh, for the team leads to have a meeting. Uh, could be a brainstorm meeting, but a meeting just to finalize what we want for the version, and then the design team can uh, see what we want and say, okay, so based on that, the Diogo's design or Sharon's design fits more what they want or what we want as FloLabs. And maybe Gina's design has this detail that will that needs in that requirement and doesn't have in the other design that was chosen, things like that. So I think we have, and I'm sorry for repeating myself because I know I said that in the last meeting, but I think we're missing that, and that's why we are kind of breaking our heads in this. Like, we're just, no, how can I say it? We're trying to move
Communications
on, but
missing, yes.
yeah, we need to actually understand what we want, because I don't think we do yet.
Well, again, the designers, I mean, some of the features that might be missing from one to another is, I mean, that will be added. I mean, it will each design should have all the features that every other design has, because although I mean, the designers also played a role in product development, as we see, these features, pretty detailed, right, with leaderboards and stuff, and that's kind of starting to develop how the product is going to look, how the feature is going to look. But if 100% of the stuff should be there, if it's not, it should be on all the sites, on all the versions. And then again, when you click on, leaderboard, maybe that button on the top, it says coming soon. And then you can kind of click and maybe it says coming soon, but you have kind of what the layout of the latest and greatest and what it might look like, but it doesn't work. But, we have it as, it's there, maybe out of, the 10 buttons, maybe 3 of them work, and then the other 7 say coming soon. Um, and then we'll be able to like start to, when we launch the first one, that with the working ones, I mean, I think it'll be a lot easier to wrap our heads around the stuff that we want and start looking at each feature by feature and start flushing those out. Okay, which ones are most important? Okay, the calendar is probably very important, but and then some of these features, again, some of these buttons are just going to be, it's a page and then it's going to be a link to Notion or a link to Figma or a link to the tools that we're using. A lot of these that's what they're going to be. There's just going to be like a link where the idea is if they log in through FlowBrain, they won't have to sign in to use our cloud account. They'll be linked to our cloud account, and in our Claude Design account or whichever, cursor or whatever, and then the tracer will trace which user has access cursor or whichever, instead of having to log into those, the tracer will log, the user that came from FlowBrain. That's kind of the initial idea. Of course, we want to have these tools on the back end via APIs, so we don't have to, necessarily click on and use the tool by itself. But I mean, maybe that will always be an option that we want to have. Um, ideally, you want to have those within FlowBrain while you're using it behind the scenes. It prompts and pulls from, these these systems. Um, but again, that's an evolution of, how once we launch this and start using it and start getting feedback and start to figure it out, um, instead of being kind of a concept in our kind of mind thinking how it might work, Uh, so I think the real way of flushing it out is just kind of, yeah, doing it that way in my mind.
I definitely agree that it should be an evolution. Uh, that's why the one of the first things I said some meetings ago was that we should build up the features and not try to get everything all at once. But to build up, we need to start from somewhere, and I think strongly think that we need like a ground of truth for an MVP. And then with that, we can choose uh, the designs and for each feature. But we need to start from somewhere, and to start from somewhere, we need to fix some ideas. Like, okay, we not just we need a timer, but how should the timer work? And that needs to come before designing, because we only can design something if we know how it can work. And if we don't have that, we get what we have right now, that multiple designs that work in different ways, the same feature with different ways, and not meaning like interface level, but like business rules, like how they gonna really work and not how they look. So I think we need to like have a step back and fix what we need to have in the game. We can do it like tomorrow or Tuesday, whenever you guys are free. We can meet up and do that, and then that will guide which design we will choose and how to evolve from that. Because
Yeah,
like
we need to do that, yeah.
yeah, for in my personally looking to the designs, they are all great, but I don't know what we need to, so I can choose one of them. I can say like the timer from Sharon's design will work better. I don't know if it will work better because I don't know how it should work, so we're missing that.
Okay. Well, when is the front end dev meeting?
Tuesday.
Okay, maybe you want to just do some things by email, and then maybe on Tuesday at the front end dev meeting, you can invite some of the designers to come and whoever to review and kind of, make that decision.
Yeah, I am merging what Dina sent from her document of requirements with the one I created, and then until the end of tomorrow, I will send Duran and Mohammed for them to take a look, and then with that we can fix, like, have something more certain for Tuesday.
Okay, sounds great. Okay. I think we've gone over our time today, Indra, and I think we've got a lot of people that have left already, so maybe we should wrap things up unless, if there's any, just again, to remind everybody about the buddy system. It's mandatory. The buddy system is, we won't credit anyone for internship hours if they aren't working on a task as per the requirement using the buddy system. A first meeting and a last meeting, kickoff meeting, and once the task is completed. And Mohammed is going to be sending out everybody a note on how the buddy system is needs to be kind of gone through. And so everybody can have that pinned to their team channel so they can always be able to easily find how the procedure is for the buddy system. We also want to be tracking the total time it takes each team member and the total team for the buddy system for the task. And yeah, and like we said, maybe a task takes 20 hours and someone spends 30 hours on, 3 hours, and someone else spends 17 hours. If we also want to kind of look and see how we credit like team members, like the value. I've been kind of thinking about each task. Maybe three people are working on the same task and the times are different, but maybe the value that someone provides is a lot more. So I'm trying to think about kind of, how, we have these tasks and like Sally worked on that one task all by himself. So like he should kind of get credit for maybe he gets a 9 out of or 10 out of 10 and kind of a point system that we want to implement for again our gamification and our leaderboard and knowing who's providing impact, productivity and impact and on a task by task basis. That's what we want to try and understand. So, but yeah, if there's two or three people, they can decide, okay, we have 10 points and, you work 3 hours and I work 7 hours and I really did most of that. So I'm going to give, well, I'll get 7 points, you get three, and you kind of on the team members agree on how many points based on impact the team members should get. So something like that we want to implement. But Mohammed's sending out to the team leads the kind of the methodology that we want to use, so we can review it and then get it out to all the team members by tomorrow, so we can start implementing that. So that was the only thing I wanted to cover.
I have my
Yeah.
thoughts about the whole body system, but I'll leave it for the team leads meeting. And I'm personally already over this meeting, so I think we can end.
Yeah, I was going to reinforce for everyone to work with their buddies. But great that you added that, John. Thank you. Uh, I think the only two teams that was missing right now is space and legal team. Pranad came and left. If Mohammed,
There's not much in the legal. It's the same thing from last week.
okay. And then I think everyone talked except Emily and Arsema that got a little bit late, and Oliver. If you guys want to follow up with any updates.
Hey everyone. So my update for the past week is on the backend. I'm working on pushing our Django container to ECR, like for the merging of the two accounts. And for the multimodal perception, I'm working on the AI response. Like we need more information on the backend from the microservice. I'm working on that. And that's it, I guess.
I don't really have any updates. We are trying to get the LinkedIn posts started tomorrow. Other than that, I've completed both of the MoodChanger pitch decks for the customers and the investors, and is waiting on some other things to do for right now.
Thank you, Oliver.
I guess since I'm not doing anything very useful, I'll have to wrap up this meeting with some jokes. But no, I'm really not doing any development right now. I'm mostly focusing on operations, not even solving that many problems. I finally read like half of all the messages I have on Discord, so that has been my mission for the week. I think that's all. I'm kind of following what's happening on Discord since a few days, not for the past 2 or 3 days, but I've been trying. So not real task here, and I think that's all I can say, to be honest.
Okay. Thank you, Oliver. So I think that's everyone. Does anyone want to add anything else? No? So I think that's it. Thank you so much, guys, and I hope we have a great week.
Thank you, Indra.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, Indra. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.
All right.